Hello everyone, I am Josh and welcome to this Sims 3 house building video. Now today I am building a family home in Riverview. It's kind of like another one of one of these houses. It's kind of like a series, I don't know. It's like the third family home I've built in Riverview on the same street, so it's kind of like a series, I guess. Now, if I sound a little different, it might be because I have a slight cold and I have a stuffy nose a little bit. So, you might not even notice, but if I do sound a little different, that's why. Anyhow, this house was, it took quite a while to build. For some reason, it's not a huge house. It's only it has 5 bedrooms, but it doesn't look very big. And it just took a long time. I built it basically over the entire month of September. So it took me 20 days or something ridiculous. It took me many weeks. Obviously, I took a lot of breaks because I just didn't have time to work on it, but yeah, so the final house ends up having 5 bedrooms, and it has 3.5 bathrooms. And what's interesting about it, though, is that it looks pretty small. Like, the house itself, from the front at least, looks actually quite small, but inside it's really quite large, which is what I thought was kind of cool about it. And you can see here we're just kind of working on the second floor. A main part of the design that I wanted to have was the way the front, the roof in the front kind of, I don't know, like how this bay window came out of the roof like that. So it kind of looks like, it's not like a dormer, but the roof kind of slopes all the way down to the first floor, if that makes sense. I don't even know what it's called, but I like the look of that. And also, if I sniffle in this video, I'm sorry. I'll try to keep this sniffling to a minimum, but if I do sniffle, just, be warned. Don't, get too upset about it, because I know sniffling can be kind of annoying. But anyhow, here you can see the roof is almost done. That's exciting. And just putting in some dormers and stuff, just trying to make it a little bit more, make it look a bit more interesting. And yeah, so just putting in a few more details here. The roof got a little messy, but it's not that bad. And yeah, so you can see the house, basically the structure of it is done here. And as you can see, it looks pretty compact. It doesn't look like a giant house. It isn't really a giant house, but it does have a lot of bedrooms, which is nice. So you can have a pretty big family living here. So right now I'm working on the driveway slash basement. Now, because I built the house on kind of a weird foundation, it's like 3 steps up when a normal foundation is like 4 steps up. I had to mess around a bit to get the walls to work. I actually cut out the part where I tried to get the one step stair in so I could lower the terrain the correct amount. Yeah, I couldn't get it to work on camera. The second I stopped recording, then it worked perfectly. So I don't know what that was all about, but yeah. Yeah, so anyway, you can see, there we go. I just finally got it to work, and yeah, so the basement is basically under the entire house. This house does have a walkout basement. I kind of made a little doorway that goes underneath the porch, and a little pathway here, which you can see I'm doing right now. So yeah, it's kind of like this little area. It really serves no purpose, but it's there for just being there, I guess. So yeah, your Sims can kind of exit through the bottom of the house and walk out that way, and there's some stairs that lead up around the side. So I don't know, I thought it was kind of cool. And obviously on the other side we have the garage. So this house is a pretty big garage. I would say it could definitely fit 2 cars. In fact, I did put 2 parking spaces, so plenty of room there. And right there's the garage door. And the driveway's a little different in this house too. It kind of slopes down a bit, then is flat, and then it goes around the turn and slopes down a bit more to the garage door, which I'm working on right here. So I think that's kind of cool, as opposed to just going all the way down and then turning. So it's kind of like, it's not like stairs, obviously, but it's kind of like there's certain levels to it. I don't know. You can see here I'm using constraint floor elevation and the terrain tools to kind of get a perfect slope. It's a little weird there in that corner, but it worked out pretty well. So there you go. There's the driveway. And just putting some railings in on all the porches and stuff. So that's the back porch there. This house will have a pool, which is going to go in the backyard, obviously. And yeah, I think it's the only house in the neighborhood that I've built so far that has a pool. I do plan on continuing to build houses like this in this neighborhood, because you can see the other 2 houses, which I believe were Timeless Family Home and Cedar Heights. They're on the other side of the street, so this house is the first one on this side. If you're wondering what the house that's next door to this one, it's a house that I built like a really long time ago, like way before I started making YouTube videos, and it's not that great. So I'll probably either get rid of it or remodel it at some point in the future. But if you're wondering, that's why there's a house next door to this one. And here you can see I'm looking for some windows, and I couldn't find any that I liked that much. I ended up going for the windows from the Now and Then Century Manor set, which I like those windows quite a bit, and you'll see there they are. You know, they're just kind of like a nice, simple colonial style, which I quite like. And you can see here, we're going for the blue color. You know, this house has the word blue in its name, so I guess you'd expect it to be blue. So there you go, it's lovely. Got that kind of blue siding, and the rest of the house just kind of has some stone, and there's also some like white wood sections as well. So, you know, it has the three like main colors to it, which is, you know, kind of important. I think it's usually the best to have three, because that way it kind of looks interesting. There's the front stairs, which kind of go around the turn there. The stairs would not cooperate, so they kind of go down a bit and then go, like, the landing is a little bit lower down by the stairs, but oh well, no one will notice. And here I'm just doing a little bit of terraforming just around the place, so it's kind of nice and smooth. Here's where the pool is going to be, so it's a pretty big pool. Yeah, so I put a little retaining wall around the pool as well, and the back porch is quite nice. It's kind of a nice backyard area. You have the pool, the back porch, and there's a bit of landscaping around the place, obviously. I believe that I do basically all of the landscaping before I even go inside at all. So, or most of the landscaping, I do it like right about now, I think. So you can see here there's a tree, there's another tree there, and just some large bushes and stuff. I do really like the landscaping on this house. I'm quite a fan of my recent landscaping style in The Sims 3. I think it looks really nice. It's the same kind of style that I did the last two houses in, and I really like it. I think it looks quite nice. So right now, I'm just still messing around with this pathway because it's not level, but yeah, so here, I don't know what I'm doing. Weather vane, how nice. Not weather, is that weather vane? I guess it is weather vane. And there's a car in the driveway just for a bit of detail, and I'm also just going to put some flooring in on all the levels, obviously. That's always a good thing to have. And yeah, pretty simple. The main part of the house that I had in my mind was like that front part where the, like, it's, you know, the gable roof with the kind of the second floor coming through it there. That was like the main idea I had, and then I kind of just built the rest of the house around it. I did know I wanted the house to be blue, so, you know, that was another thing, but most of it I just kind of came up with as I went along. Here on the first floor we have the kitchen at the back. This front room here is the living room. The side room on the far left is the dining room, and then there's also a bedroom and a study, and also a full bathroom as well. And then on the second floor here we have 3 more bedrooms, actually no, 4 more bedrooms, and 2 more bathrooms, so yes, plenty of room. I decided to have like the master bedroom, obviously, and I put in 2 kids' rooms, or like one's a kid's room and then one's like a teen's room. I guess it could be whatever you want it to be. And then I had 2 guest bedrooms, so plenty of room in this house. This is the basement level, so there's the garage here, so you have room for 2 cars in the garage. So you can see there are 2 parking spaces. I made sure that both cars could fit. I put a Prius in the garage. I don't know, that was like a store content thing from like ages ago, and I never really use it, so I thought I'd put it in this house. Putting in the back doors, which are very nice French doors, and I also went for this kind of blue accent on the windows, so like you can see the areas around the window panes kind of have this blue that matches the siding, and I carried that through all the windows on the house pretty much. And here I'm just putting on interior doors, and, you know, plenty of those. I also really like the little open area here by the stairs, which kind of just looks a bit classy. This wall here was a little weird. It's a very weird shaped bedroom, but I had to kind of do that to get the other bedroom, you know, to have a door, because otherwise there'd be no door, which would be rather unfortunate. Anyway, you can see here, painting up the rest of the house, just putting in some more windows. Obviously the back of the house needs to be painted. Getting in the railings as well. I used a lot of columns for decoration in this house, like on the corners of walls and stuff. You'll see, especially once we go inside, there's going to be tons of those columns everywhere. And here you can see putting in the stone as well, and also the white wood texture. It's kind of like a log texture, but I didn't really want it to look like a log cabin, so I just kind of call it the wood texture. I don't know. Anyway, here just putting some more siding and stone, and stuff like that around the house, you know, just so it looks nice. There's the nice bay window at the back as well, which looks out over the pool. And yeah, it's a pretty nice house. I mean, I really love building these kind of medium-sized family homes in The Sims 3. I don't know why, it's something very satisfying about it, because it's not like a tiny house, but it's not like a mansion either, you know, it's like a decent-sized home. Although, this house did take a long time to make. You probably have already noticed this is like a 44-minute house build. My Sims 3 builds tend to be very long, even though the houses aren't that large. I just really did not want to split this into 2 parts, so I thought, you know what, 44 minutes, I can deal with it. It'll be okay. I mean, I know the average view duration of my videos is like, I don't know, 5 minutes, so I don't know how far I am in now. How far are we in? Well, we're 10 minutes in, so most people probably already left by now. So if you're still here watching, congratulations. I really appreciate it. Yeah, most people leave after 5 minutes, so oh well. I mean, what can you do? Anyhow, right here, putting in the patio around the pool. So got this nice kind of, you know, stone texture, and got a bit of more bushes around the front here. You know, plenty of bushes here and there. And as I was saying, yeah, so like these builds take a long time. I don't know why. I'm just really slow in The Sims 3, I guess. I just like everything being really detailed, and I just spend so much time on things. Like here you can see the landscaping. I'm going like so crazy with plants here. But I really love the way it turned out. It's just like the perfect combination. I really love all the different green plants, like the different bushes and stuff. Those supernatural bushes are like the best thing ever. I use them in literally every single Sims 3 house. They're like the best things ever. And I put in some like nice purple, yellow, and red flowers, just to kind of add a bit of color in. And yeah, I really like the way that it looks. And here I'm just going to put in some rocks. I love doing rock retaining walls. You know, a bit more interesting than the old, you know, foundation retaining walls. So here you see just putting in a bunch of different kinds of rocks. And, you know, just like from watching these videos, you can probably get like a bunch of different ideas for landscaping here. You can see what I'm doing. You know, it's like a bunch of random rocks here, like on these kind of sharp, steep terrain, bits of terrain. And most of the landscaping I do is kind of random. You know, I'll put in large bushes and like corners and stuff to kind of like hide boring parts of the house. I don't know. Or like to anchor the house. Like I'll put like large bushes in the corners and then like some smaller stuff down the front so it doesn't block the windows. And, you know, it's kind of all random and just make sure everything fills the space really well. And obviously the most important part is terrain paint. So here I go with the terrain paint. Always so important. It really just makes a difference, a huge difference. And just putting that around the place, and, you know, very nice. I'm quite pleased with the landscaping here. And here around the back, I'm just putting in some nice yellow flowers just for a bit of color. And some more bushes and stuff. Also that really nice pink tree. It's like a mini bush tree thing, I guess. I don't know. Quite nice looking. And of course rocks, always a nice addition just to add in to your flower beds and stuff. Adds a bit of variation. And here's a bit of a yellow flower bush there, which is quite nice. And yeah, so I mean, basic landscaping. I don't know what else really to say about it. You know, it's plants. Yay for plants, I guess. So, yay, hooray. Anyway, nearing the end of the landscaping, I hope. So, you know, just a few more things here and there. Putting a bit on our tree. I don't tend to use that tree, which is interesting, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, so I also really like these, I don't know what they're called, heather, I guess. It's like these ground flower plant things. I also put them in the trellis too, so it kind of has a bit of greenery up there, which you'll see. I think that's like one of the last things I do, so you'll see that near the end. And here I'm just putting in some bushes by the staircase here, just so there's something there. And also I'm putting in some bushes down the side, of course. So yeah, I think we're pretty much done landscaping now, I hope. I think I already said that before. I think I literally said the same thing just like a minute ago, so I'll try not to repeat myself too many times. That has been like an issue I've had over time. It's just like I repeat myself. There's been videos where I've just like said the same thing, like the same little saying or something, or just like repeated the same words so many times that it becomes ridiculous. So I try to not do that, but sometimes I just don't even realize I'm doing it, so oh well. Anyhow, you can see here, bit of terrain paint under there, no point, but why not? And I really like this retaining wall because I put these kind of like small pillar sections on them, which kind of have lights on them and stuff, so you'll see. It just kind of adds a bit of detail. So I just kind of use constrained floor elevation here just to kind of lower down these kind of like columns I made out of walls. And I just kind of lower them down a bit and add a little bit of a fence around the top, and it looks quite nice. So you can see there, Just a little bit of a detail on the corners, just so it kind of, I don't know, looks a little more interesting, and it's not just a normal flat retaining wall. And I'm also going to put it on the inside corner too. And near the end, when I do landscape lighting, I'll put some lights on top there as well. And yeah, so there you go. There's the beautiful retaining wall, and there's the pool. I also put in a diving board and I think a ladder, and that's pretty much it. So, oh well. And a bit of lights, of course, some lighting, and yay. So there we go. I think we're pretty much done landscaping. I'm going to put in a little balcony here off the master bedroom, which I thought kind of added a bit of detail to the house, made it look a bit more interesting to have like a front-facing balcony there. And I probably have a few more windows to put in around the house, which I'm doing now. That's the guest bedroom, or one of the guest bedrooms right there. And this is the kids' room, one of the kids' rooms, and that's the kitchen down there where I'm putting the windows. And just wrapping up window placement, and yeah, just some nice windows there. Bit of a little arched window off the front there, which I thought was kind of nice. And yeah, so yay, windows. I think we're done with windows. Oh yeah, now we're going to do all the trim. So with the windows, I put the nice blue color kind of like in the railings there, which I thought was kind of nice. So you have a little bit of contrast there. I love doing that kind of like color scheme things where like everything kind of matches nicely. I don't know, it just looks so perfect. I like doing that a lot. And here you can see there's the lovely trellis, which I'm just making white, so it kind of looks a little bit more clean and elegant. And yeah, so a few more details here and there, and now I think we're going to move to the interior, which is pretty exciting. So you can see I'm using a lot of the columns around the house, just kind of putting them like on either side of some wall segments and stuff, and just kind of like as decoration to kind of make things look a bit more interesting. I love in The Sims 4 the way that the columns kind of snap to corners, and you know, I never thought to do that in The Sims 3, but once I do that in like all my houses in The Sims 4, so now in The Sims 3 I do it too, just because. Anyhow, this is the kitchen here. It's kind of a smaller kitchen, but it's pretty nice. You have a nice bay window, there's also a little back door, and also putting the cabinets here, there's a little island, and yeah, it's a nice cozy kitchen. It's not like some giant modern gourmet kitchen. That wouldn't suit this house really, you know. The only weird quirky thing about the floor plan is that the kitchen is like as far away from the dining room as possible, which is unfortunate, but it's kind of just the way it turned out, because you know, the dining room, as you know, you have to go through the living room to get to the dining room. So, you know, if say you make something in the kitchen and then you want to eat it in the dining room, you have to go all the way down the hallway through the living room to the dining room, which is kind of odd. But then if I switched the living room and dining room, you'd have to go through the dining room to get to the living room, which would also be weird. So I just decided, you know what, whatever. It's not real life, so what does it matter? Here I'm doing the thing where I take a brick texture and put a stone on it, which I thought was kind of nice. So it kind of still looks like brick, but not really. It's supposed to be like a tile floor in my mind, but you know, it's made out of stone instead, which I thought was kind of cool. Anyhow, just putting in some details, you know, good old details here and there just to make it look a little bit more lived in and not like a model home. I think details are very important. And here's a nice tile wall, which is from Pets, I believe. I don't tend to use it, but there you go, lovely. Just kind of put that around the place. It's a very neutral kitchen. You know, the colors are pretty neutral. I did put some bar stools there for the island, so your Sims won't have to go all the way to the dining room to eat. So there's a little bit of convenience there. And a nice rug on the floor, and just a few things here and there. Just gotta make sure it's nice and detailed. I use this kind of like tree pattern on that rug, which is interesting. And I'm also gonna put, I think that's it for this kitchen, pretty much. As far as I'm aware, that's pretty much all I do. Oh, nice painting. And yeah. So now we're going to do the hallway and living room, if I remember correctly. So you have a nice little hallway, which I quite like. There's a nice little like entrance area and this very distinct hallway, which I think suits this house quite well, you know, because it's like I think it's kind of like an older house. Like I like to think of it that way. You know, it's not ultra modern, so it doesn't have like huge, you know, open floor plan. You know, it's more closed off, which I quite like in this style of house. And I love the flooring here. It's kind of like this, it's not parquet, but it's a very nice kind of geometric wood pattern, which I think is kind of classy. And here I'm just putting in the wallpaper. Obviously I went for kind of a fancy wallpaper because I thought that would look nice. I went for a green color scheme in all the hallways and stuff. I don't know, I thought it was just a nice color. I like green a lot. Especially like a bluish green, like not like a ridiculous lime green, you know, obviously. You know, it's kind of like a nice bluish kind of green color, which I think is kind of elegant. And this is the living room here. The living room has carpet as the floor, which is something I feel like I have not done in a very long time. I can't even recall the last house I used carpet flooring in for the living room. It's pretty much every house I do, I use wood flooring in the living room and put a rug on it. But in this house, I used carpet, which is, you know, notable, I guess. There's no fireplace in the living room. You just have these nice bookshelves and kind of a TV. I wanted to have it like a built-in unit kind of look, I guess. One thing that did bother me a bit is that the windows on the front wall don't at all line up with the room. And the reason I did that is because I wanted the 3 windows, which you can see on the right side, to line up with the bay window that's on the top in the roof eaves. So from inside it looks a little weird, but from outside it looks right, so oh well. Anyhow, in here you can see I am putting in the furniture. So we have 2 couches and some end tables and stuff. Of course those weird windows, but oh well. It does look a little funny, but it's not that bad. Anyhow, it's kind of like a nice neutral kind of greenish color scheme, I guess. So you have the rug, and it goes pretty well with the wall colors as well, so you can see it's kind of like a soft green tones. I really like the look of it. I think it looks kind of nice and relaxing. And yeah, so here I'm just putting in the details, as always. Pretty much the same with every room, always adding in plenty of details here. Got a bit of artwork on the wall there. A nice chair in the corner with a lamp, of course. I guess your Sims could read there if they want to grab a book from the bookshelf, which I don't think those bookshelves are usable, but oh well. And here I'm just putting in some lights in the hallway. And also I'm going to put, I think, some rugs and stuff. I don't know when I do the hallways. I think I do it after the dining room, so we'll see. And just a bit of a kumquat plant. I think that's a kumquat plant in the corner there, just because why not? I also discovered that these pots have a bunch of different images on them. I only thought they were sunflowers, but there's like mushrooms and strawberries and watermelon as well, which very interesting. Did not know they had the different color options like that. So that was exciting. Especially kind of tragic since those are from the base game and I only just discovered that, so oh well. It only took me 7 years to figure out that there's those color options for those pots, but that's not too bad. Anyway, here's the dining room. The dining room I feel like is kind of classy because it has a very black and white color scheme. So you have the kind of dark black and gray walls. I think that pattern is called like houndstooth or something. I don't know what it's called exactly. There's a name for it though. And also you have the white chairs and the gray rug. I think it's all very kind of classy. I don't know. I think it looks fancy to me. That didn't make sense. It does look fancy to me. I don't think it looks well. Anyway, just continue on. So yeah, actually I think we're done the dining room. No, we're not. There's definitely gonna be some chairs and stuff. You can see again I'm using those columns kind of like decoration, which, you know, is something a little different. I quite like using those columns, you know, just for decoration. You know, having a little bit of stone there behind the fireplace, I think kind of adds a bit of a nice detail, you know. And here I'm putting in some plants and some nice pieces of artwork and things, some chairs, just some nice objects in here so it doesn't look too empty. It's a very long and narrow room, and I think it does suit the dining room better. It's better as a dining room than as a living room, I think. So it kind of worked out well the way I did it. So anyway, you can see here, that's a nice dining room, and we'll put some mirrors on the wall there, and something in the corner, just a bit of plant, and something on the table. There you go. Lovely. Oh wait, and there's something on the table. Lovely. So that's the dining room. We're moving on now to putting a different door in for the study, which is kind of a small little room. I suppose if you wanted the study to be another bedroom, you could do that, and then this house would be 6 bedrooms, which is very large. A lot of bedrooms. But yeah, this is the first bedroom here. It's a guest bedroom on the first floor. It has a balcony that goes kind of like over the driveway. And yeah, it's a pretty nice bedroom. It's very dark in color. It looks darker from above because you can't see the ceiling, but like once you see the screenshots at the end, you'll see with the white ceiling, it looks a lot brighter in there. But you have these very dark, almost black walls and the very dark flooring. But I love it. I don't know why. It's kind of depressing, but I like the way it looks, and I love the kind of color of the pillows on the bed. It's kind of like a turquoisey tealish color, which I think is kind of nice, and it's like a nice. I think I don't know if it's a square or a rectangle. I think it might be a square room which is very unusual. Most of my rooms are very weird, very weirdly shaped. This is a nice, simple square room here. It has a balcony, like I said, and I think, actually, is that it? Wow, that was quick. Well, there you go. That was the guest bedroom. And now we're doing, who knows what. Oh, no, we were, oh gosh, excuse me. Anyhow, no, we weren't done. I didn't think we were. Anyway, yeah, just a bit of plant life in the corner there. And, of course, a rug, something I always put in. You'll see that in a moment. Some artwork as well. You know, all the good old things to put in a bedroom. So, beautiful. And, yeah, so lovely. So there you go, bedroom complete. So now we're moving on to the full bathroom that's on the first floor. So it's a pretty simple bathroom. You have just like, you know, a toilet shower, not a toilet shower, a tub shower combination, and a toilet and a sink. And yeah, so pretty simple there, and pretty much follows in the color scheme of the kitchen as well. The very kind of neutral colors with those blue mats, which I think are kind of nice. And yeah, so there you go. Pretty much the bathroom done there. And we're going to do the hallway, I think. Maybe not, I don't know. We'll do the downstairs hallway, I think. So pretty simple little area down here. That's just the landing for the stairs. It's also a half bathroom in the basement, the very large laundry room, and the garage with a little tool area, which is kind of nice. So anyway, this is the half bathroom downstairs, which is a pretty simple bathroom. Just a toilet and a sink. It's just a half bathroom, you know. So yeah, putting in some details here and there. I love the little, I guess, a lifesaver on the wall. I like doing that in bathrooms because it's kind of interesting. And here's the study. So the study is kind of a small, weirdly shaped room because it has that angled part to it. But it's a very cozy room, which I quite like. There's also the bookshelves, plenty of bookshelves that kind of have this built-in look. And I also put like a little globe, a little sitting area. Right now we're not actually doing that room, as you can see. We're instead doing the porches and the stairs and stuff, but why not, I guess. So, sure, there's the little back stairs there, and a bit of terrain paint, which I missed before, I guess. Some outdoor lighting too, because I suppose, you know, why go in order when you could just do everything out of order? Anyway, we're back in the study, so there's the desk, which is always good to have. Of course, there's a computer in here, because it makes the study a little bit more usable if you have a computer. And just putting in some nice stuff, I guess. There's a mirror behind the desk, some nice gray wallpaper, I guess, I don't know. A bit of a lamp as well, and yeah, it's a pretty simple room. Very weirdly shaped, like I said, but I kind of make the bookshelves look built in. I also utilize some more columns to kind of enhance the look, I suppose. So you'll see I just put a little sitting area in here with a globe, which I always think looks kind of classy. And the bookshelves will be coming in soon. The rest of the bookshelves, that is. There we go. So you can see it's kind of like a little built-in area around the corners there, which I think looks kind of cool. And there are the columns. So yeah, it looks kind of like a library type of thing going on here, which I kind of like the look of that. And there's a little rug, of course, and a little fish thing, which goes in the hallway, if I remember correctly. There it goes. And yeah, just a few more details on the desk, and I think that's it. So now we're going to just put the correct color on the stairs here on the inside of the house, and also the basement stairs as well. So right now I'm probably going to do the landings and the hallways and all that kind of stuff. So this is the entrance, obviously. So you have a little side table and some shoes. I wish that there were like other shoes besides those, because those are just like dress shoes. Oops, I accidentally went into edit town mode there, which is something I do sometimes. I hit the F1 key instead of the escape key, which is kind of annoying, so oh well. Anyhow, bit of artwork in the hallway, and also a nice runner on the floor. And this is the basement landing, so there's just another little side table with a painting, and I also put a little seat in there as well. So pretty simple stuff going on here, but you know, just every little bit of detail counts in my opinion. I just like not having empty rooms, and I feel like that hallway would look pretty bland if it was empty, so, you know, why not just throw in some stuff and make it look a little bit more lived in, I guess. Anyhow, this is the little tool area to the garage where those columns are. I also carried in the exterior flooring, you know, the like terrain paint, and use that as the garage floor, which I think looks kind of nicer. And this is a little tool area, like I said, so you have just like some tool chests, a little table, like a workbench, and some other stuff scattered throughout the garage. I tried to make it look detailed. I used a lot of the objects from Fastlane stuff, because it's a great stuff pack for garages. And yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff like that. You can see it's like a little electrical box as well, like a shovel, and I love using the air conditioner objects outside too. That doesn't have to do with the garage, but you know, stuff like that. Just some details here and there. Just trying to make it look like, you know, you might have clutter and, you know, other kind of stuff in there. This here is the laundry room, which is a very large laundry room, as you'll see. But it's pretty nice, and you have plenty of counter space, like a separate sink and everything that your Sims could ever want in a laundry room, I guess. So, yeah, you have a bunch of cabinets. There's the sink, and also, of course, the washer and dryer. That would be, I would think that'd be pretty essential to have in a laundry room. And yeah, so just putting in a rug, of course, some mats on the floors and stuff like that, just so it has a bit of detail, and also a mirror, a wall mirror, of course. And yeah, so pretty nice here, putting in some details and other things like that. And yeah, so bit of a little medicine cabinet as well, because I guess why not? And a little other like bathroom cabinet thing. I don't even know what that is, but it has like towels in it, I guess. So maybe that's where you store your clean towels. I don't know. But yeah, there you go. Very nice little laundry room. Large laundry room, I should say. Not little, very large laundry room. And now we're moving on to the second floor. So this is the upstairs landing. And if I do sound funny, like I said at the beginning, I probably sound a bit more weird now because like this is not related to the house build, but my left nostril is like completely clogged right now. So just don't mind the sniffling. I'm sorry. I wanted to do this voiceover like a week ago, but I didn't have the house finished by then. And then, of course, I got a cold when I wanted to record the voiceover. So I'm like, I'm going to still do it, you know. And maybe it was a mistake. I don't know. Hopefully you guys don't mind my congested sounding voice. My nasally voice. I know I can't help it. But I'm sorry. I always get sick in September. I don't know what it is. Like, it's like clockwork. Like every September I get a cold. I think it might be because of school or something, and you know, it's like I don't sleep as much, and there's also probably like a lot of germs, and everyone else is sick, and gosh, it's just, and it's also like really wet and cold outside too, so I can't imagine that's helping much. Anyhow, enough about my sickness. This is the bathroom, upstairs bathroom. It's just a simple little bathroom. You have a tub shower, sink, toilet, very basic. I'm also going to do the bedrooms at some point, I assume. You know, and yeah, there you go. That's the bathroom, I think. I thought I finished it before, but apparently not. There you go, lovely. So now, we're moving on to just some details and touch-ups, I guess, because I'm putting off doing the bedrooms, naturally. And yeah, so, oh yeah, I put some columns there on either side of that door, just for a bit of detail. Also, on either side of the front door area as well. And change the color of the weather vane, you know, just a bunch of small things, I guess. When I'm like at the end of like a session of building, I just kind of like do small things because I don't feel like starting on something new, like a whole new room. So like I'm just like touching up the landscape and, you know, adding little things here and there, which I tend to do sometimes. So a bit of terrain paint, some flowers, some other stuff like that. I also put a little bit of a rock terrain paint on this little hill there, which you can see. I don't know, I thought that it looked a little, looked kind of nice. Anyway, there you go. So that's the outside. I think the outside must be done by now. I don't know. I'd imagine it would be. So I think now we just have the bedrooms left, or the 4 upstairs bedrooms left. So this is the master suite. It's kind of a small room. I really wanted to have the fireplace in it, but there wasn't room for it because the bed would be touching it if there was a fireplace. So, oh well. But it's a pretty nice bedroom. You have a balcony and a little bay window area, which is kind of nice, and plenty of natural light as well. So here you can see I'm putting in the wallpaper. This room kind of has like a beige, well not beige, but like a tan and blue color scheme, which I think is kind of nice. You know, a little different. And here I'm just changing the colors of the windows because I didn't want the blue parts of the windows on the inside. Some of them I didn't have a choice, and it had to be blue on both the inside and outside, but the windows that did let me have different colors inside than outside, I made the insides white, and the outsides I left blue, because I didn't like the blue windows on the inside, so, you know, just making some slight adjustments. Anyway, this is the master bedroom, and we're back here. Got these nice little side tables with some stone tops on them, and I'm also going to put in a TV, of course, because this is the master bedroom, you know. You gotta have that fancy flat screen. And here I'm putting in some curtains and stuff, you know, normal things. And yeah, so bit of curtains here, bit of curtains there, bit of curtains everywhere. Also our armoire, the bedroom downstairs has an armoire, and this one does too. So I got that going on, and also a little chair in the corner by the bay window, which I thought was kind of nice. Also some books stacked in there too, which is, you know, I guess your Sims could reach in there and snag a book. Anyhow, putting in some lighting and some plants in the corner, and just some other details, I guess, around the room. It is kind of a small room again. The guest bedroom on the second floor, I think, might be a slightly bigger room, or maybe not. It just looks bigger because it's not as narrow. But yeah, anyhow, putting in the nice rug, and I think we're pretty much done with this room here. I'd imagine we would be anyway. There you go. So this here is the teens room. I'm calling it the teens room. It could be pretty much for anyone, I guess. But that's what the intended audience was. You have this bed here, of course. I put a kind of interesting leafy pattern on it. I don't know. It was just kind of interesting, I guess. It's also a computer desk and like a little, I guess, a study nook. I would call it. So there's, you know, like a little bookshelf, a little computer, and that kind of stuff. You know, I thought it kind of looked good, and it kind of has posters on the walls everywhere, and it's kind of that kind of room, you know. Anyhow, so also beanbag chairs, my favorite. So got to get those in, and some lighting, of course. You know, all that good stuff. And yeah, just putting in some lights, which I just said. You know, just repeating myself as I usually do. And also a bunch of posters as well, so gotta get those in there, gotta get that, you know, color and that kind of uniqueness going on, you know. And there you go. I think that's pretty much it. I do put a rug in and, of course, some curtains, but it's a pretty simple room. It's also a very weirdly shaped room as well. You got that, like, that weird angled wall where the door is. That's because the hallway is also a weird shape, so oh well. It kind of adds to the, it adds a bit of character, you know. So there you go with that. And also there's your rug, which is quite nice. So just a basic rug, I suppose, on the floor there with a kind of interesting geometric pattern going on. And some curtains on the windows. So yeah, that's the that bedroom done. So now we're moving on to the master bathroom, which I didn't do yet for some reason. It's a pretty simple bathroom, very small like the other one. It has a lot of black stone in it, which I thought was kind of classy. So yeah, your tub shower combination, your sink, and your toilet. It's basically the same exact bathroom as the other one, but with different colors. So yay for that. Anyway, I think that is the master suite done. So moving on now to presumably the guest bedroom, I'm gonna guess. Let's see here. Still working on the master bathroom, and now moving on to the guest bedroom. So this is the nicer guest bedroom, I guess. It's pretty big. You know, has like a TV in it, which you'll see go for kind of like this brown and yellow color scheme, I think. Or is it like a, yeah, it's kind of like a greenish, brownish color. I don't know, it's interesting. It has obviously a bed, as you'd expect, a bedroom to have. And yeah, just some side tables and some other stuff. It's a little sitting area. It's a pretty simple bedroom. It's kind of like my typical style of bedroom, I guess. So we got the, you know, stuff going on. I don't know. There's nice mirrors there on either side of the painting, and some nice curtains, obviously, you know. Gotta get the curtains in. And I'm also gonna have a nice kind of TV cabinet, which I think is from 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff, which you'll see. And I put a little sitting area in as well, with a lamp and everything, so your Sims can sit. All the bedrooms seem to have sitting areas in them, I don't know. Just something I tend to do, I guess. You know, like a little seat, I don't know what it's for, but it's nice, I guess. Yeah, so there. And nice painting on the wall. I'm also putting in a mirror. And I feel like my nose is getting more and more stopped as we're going on, so hopefully I don't sound worse and worse. I know I keep saying it, I hope I'm not drawing your attention to it, but it's like really annoying. Anyway, almost done. I think I can last like 5 more minutes. I'm pretty sure. Actually, it's only like a couple more minutes of the speed build part, so I can make it through. I believe in myself. Can make it through without sneezing or something. Anyway, pretty much done this bedroom. So you got the lovely TV cabinet, which is very classy, obviously. And I'm also going to put in a few details around the room. Also some more columns, surprise, surprise. And this is the last kid's room. So this is like the proper kids room as opposed to like a teen's room, but I guess a teen could stay in here. There's no reason they couldn't. And it kind of has like a purple and pinkish color scheme. Well, it's actually very purple. So I guess it's kind of geared toward girls, but I guess you can have anyone stay in this room because whenever I say something like that, I get called sexist. So gotta be careful with what I say here. And yeah, so, you know, pretty simple bedroom here. So nice little rocking chair and some posters, obviously, all that kind of stuff. Getting in some, I think I put in some like dolls, not dolls, but like little teddy bears and things, just so it looks like kind of like it looks like a kid's room, I guess. And yeah, so putting in a few things here and there and around the room. Some curtains, and yay! Kids' room, how lovely. Yeah, beautiful, lovely, wonderful, done. I think with that, the whole inside of the house is finished. So we're almost done here. I hope you really enjoyed this house build. If you did enjoy it, there's plenty more like this on my channel. And if you like what I do, I'd greatly appreciate it if you consider subscribing. And also, I'd really appreciate it if you follow me on Twitter. I post kind of like screenshots and stuff of what I'm working on there. And, you know, it would just be kind of cool and awesome if you decide to do that. There's links to everything in the description below, including download links. And yeah, so anyway, my nose is pretty much really stuffed now, so I pretty much have to go because, oh my gosh, I kind of really need to blow my nose, which is probably too much information, but I just have like 30 more seconds or so, and I can do it. I'm just like holding back a sneeze here. Landscape lighting, beautiful, wonderful, stunning, you know, just gotta have the landscape lighting. And also some chairs and stuff, you know, gotta have those, lounge chairs, stuff on the porch, you know, gotta get that in. Like right about now, it'd be great. There you go, there's a grill and a little sitting area so your Sims can eat outside. And there's also going to be some more loungers and stuff, so there you go, wonderful. And also some heather in the trellis there, which is quite nice. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this house build, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, everyone.